Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It is finally Friday, so of course, happy Friday, guys. Almost the weekend. And we're finally out of some speed duel requests, so I can finally do the 3 times structure decks for the Legendary decks to re-release. And seeing as these really aren't going to hold a candle to anything, even on the locals, these are all casual builds. Okay, keep that in mind. First deck, we're going to be doing Exodia. So this is going to be a little weird. First thing we're going to do is we're going to play 3 copies Dark Magician. And I know the first thing you guys are saying, that those Dark Magicians are from Dual Power. Why are you using those? Because I didn't buy 3 more of these boxes, considering I bought them the first time they came out. And I gave a lot of the commons and stuff to other players and or placed them into my own common charity storage. So yeah, even though this is technically allowed, these are not the originals from that deck, so whatever. We do use 3 Dark Magician, and I'll explain it when we get to the other cards that makes me use this in this deck, because it'll make sense then. The next 5 cards you're going to want to use are going to be your Exodia pieces, because this is our win condition. We just want to go ahead and summon the Forbidden One. And of course, you're not actually summoning this card or series of cards. You're going to gather these in your hand in a very unique manner because of the way this deck runs. Next up, we want an Impermeable Defense in the form of Marshmallow. So this guy's pretty cool. Let's see which one's the newest one. This one. The controller of a monster that attacks his face down card takes 1,000 damage after calculation. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Damage calculation applied normally. So what does it mean? It means if they have piercing, you're going to take some damage. They'll take 1,000 when this thing gets hit and flips the first time. After that, he's just a squishy little ball of marshmallow that stands in the way of your hit points. Is what it is. Speaking of weird shapes, we got my favorite potato, and this guy resolves a little differently nowadays. So the way the Sangan used to resolve is exactly what you see. These are Metal Raider and or Starter Deck Joey units. When this card is sent from field to graveyard, you get to add 1 monster with an attack of 1,500 or less from your deck to your hand. The deck is then shuffled. Blah, blah, blah. The newest errata states something very similar. But what it says is, I think you can't summon the named monster and or activate effects of monsters that share a name. Now, I double-checked this with some judges beforehand. This does not stop Exodia's effect from going through. So, boom, boom. Even though Sangan does say that, you pull the head of Exodia, and that's your final piece. You're good. Current ban list, no restriction on my 3-eyed potato, okay? So, play it. Last monster we're going to run, 3 copies of the legendary Exodia Incarnate. So, this one's going to be a little weird. So, we're going to bring him up in here. We're going to take a look at him. He's cool. He looks awesome. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from the hand by attributing 1 Forbidden One monster card. And cannot be special summoned in other ways. This card gains 1,000 attack value per Forbidden One card in your graveyard. Unaffected by other card effects. Once per turn during the end phase, add 1 Forbidden One monster from your graveyard to the hand. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you may reveal any number of Forbidden Ones in your hand. And if you do, draw 1 card for each. Now, what we can do is we can absolutely tribute them. Or we could just leave them alone. If we leave them alone, we keep getting cards back from our discard pile. We play 3 of them because we kind of need this effect. What we're going to do is a weird reverse tutor. Reverse tutoring meaning we're not exactly always going to be adding from the deck to the hand, but we will be adding from other places. In this case, once we get one of these boarded, once per turn during the end phase, we get an Exodia piece back. So, again, if we can summon them all, we could tribute them into these and or Dark Magician cards, and we can just, reap the benefits. Then if the opponent does destroy one of these by battle, well, you draw based on however many pieces you already have. Moving into your spells, this one's quite self-explanatory. Is the Dark Factory of Mass Production. Add 2 normal monsters from your discard back to your hand. This can include Dark Magician. This is another great way to reverse tutor. If we were to summon extra copies of the Exodia to the field for some reason, hint a card coming up, you would be able to tribute into Dark Magician, get those cards in a discard pile, hit the factory, pop them back in your hand almost immediately. Next up, single gold sarcophagus. Again, this is limited to 1 currently, so that's fine. Banish a card from your deck, face up. During your second standby phase after activation, add card to hand. Pretty self-explanatory. Next card, 3 copies, Pot of Duality. Reveal top, or I guess the new wording would be like excavate top 3 cards of deck. Add 1 to hand, shuffle rest back to deck. Only activate 1 copy of this per turn. You may not special summon card or cards during the turn you activate this card. So if you do one, you can't do the other. But this is good. It gets you a dig 3, add 1. And I don't mind it. Just to set up a bit of a defensive posture, we're going to run 3 copies, Swords of Revealing Light. Again, just good stuff. Good stuff cheap. And next is our spell card that lets a lot of this stuff fly. Ties of the Brethren. Now, I love this spell card, and I love the fact that we got it here. The way this is going to work is you pay 2,000 life points, target a level 4 lower monster that you control, choose a piece of Exodia. For the rest of this turn after this resolves, you cannot special summon monsters. Also, special summon 2 from the deck with the same type, attribute, and level with different names. Again, they're all going to be dark spellcasters with the same stats. The difference is left arm, left leg, right arm, right leg. They're not the same name. This will allow us to play 3 of them to the field. Yeah, we can't special summon that turn. Chances are we had to normal summon to get them out there. But we have Dark Factory's Max Production and Legendary Exodia Incarnate. So there's almost no excuse not to get all 3 of those back to your hand. You cannot conduct a battle phase the turn you activate this. Well, guess what? We're not trying to attack with this deck anyway. Defense is the name of the game. And as such, the traps will reflect that. We're talking 3 Gravity Binds. This astonishingly doesn't work against some cards anymore. Xyz monsters have a rank, and Link monsters have a Link rating. These 2 monsters are totally immune to the Gravity Bind, which is why swords and other cards are important to you, as they are not, affected by this. The way this trap works is anything that's level 4 or higher cannot attack. Again, does not work against anything with a rank or a Link rating. So it is fine. It's, again, this is a casual build. It's a casual time period to be playing this. Next, we teched in a single magic cylinder. You guys could play more of this if you want to. We needed a 40th card. I didn't see any other card that really spoke to me while I was building this, so that's where we went. 3 copies, Mirror Force Trap card again. We played this over cylinders because we just figured if you're going to negate 1 attack and deal effect damage, whatever. But if we can, we just want to go ahead and blast our opponent's monsters. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all attack position monsters they control. Mine as well. Last up, we're going to be playing 3 copies of the Obliterate Trap card. So just real quick, I want to read this one to you. You can target 1 monster on the field, send 1 Forbidden 1 monster or Exodia card from hand or deck to the graveyard. If you do, return the target to the hand. Now, I really wish we could do this to the Legendary Exodia Incarnate, but I'm pretty sure, like I said, he is unaffected. So unaffected by other card effects. That doesn't mean that you couldn't target him. It just means he'll be unaffected and the card won't bounce him. So you could do this in a loop to get the cards in the graveyard. So during the end phase, he's handing them to you, I guess. Or you could use this to just bounce your opponent's attacks away. If you do bounce, if this card is sent from the spell and trap zone to the graveyard, target 1 Forbidden 1 monster or Exodia card in your graveyard and add that to your hand. 1 effect of this per turn and only once that turn. So again, it's easy not to get both effects, but it's good to know that it's got a little built-in, yeah, we'll let you have a piece back. So this is a casual 3x build. It's for the Exodia portion of the Legendary Decks too. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys get a chance to play this one casually. You know, support the channel if you want to, like, comment, sub. And do us a favor, just have a wonderful rest of your Friday, or maybe it's Saturday or whatever, when you're watching it, whatever the day is. You have an excellent version of that day. And I hope to see you guys on the next one, all right? Till then, peace.